Hello, hello, yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to Higher and Beyond podcast. Yes, as always, it's a place for us to learn about personal development, personal growth, and self improvement. And I'm so excited because I have my guest speaker here, Yvette. Hi, Yvette, how are you?
Hi, Uni. Thank you so much. The coach also, who's also my colleague as a coach. I am fine, thank you. And I'm so happy to be here with you, sharing whatever we can share to help other people.
Amazing, and thank you for showing up. You know what? It's my pleasure to have you here because I know you have a lot of things that you can share to the world. And I'm so inspired with what you are doing. So, before we go into that, I'm going to introduce you to our audience here for all of you guys who's watching this video. Yvette is a self awareness and transformational coach, and she is a mentor, a Achologist, a project manager at He4SHE. And I'm going to, ask about what is actually that He4SHE about. And then Yvette is also the inspiration and mentor for young people, especially in the Philippines. And Eva, I'm so curious about what you're doing. And to be quite honest, um, I feel I'm admired what you're doing too. So my question to you is, you have a lot of things that you are doing now. You're working on the personal development. You're developing yourself, and you have your own business as a life coach, self-awareness and transformational coach. Would you like to tell us here, why is it that you are really passionate about helping people and then you start building your business as a life coach in your life?
Oh, thanks for the question. I'm able to share what is it from me because I've also gone through so many things in life, gone through hardships, gone through questioning myself. I've gone through so many trials and hardships in life that when I have gone through them and then I look back and I feel that how can I help others who are going through the same thing? Because sometimes when you are in that situation, you feel so alone. And it would be nice for them to know that, hey guys, you're not alone. Coaches like Uni and myself, we're here. Just reach out to us. Yeah, we'll share the knowledge that we have, the experience that we have, and most of all, that openness to share, to be able to show you that there's hope. There's always hope.
Mm, yeah, I mean, interesting, Ivan, about, when we are in the situation of hardship or really in the position of a lot of things that going on in life and then we feel down, we sometimes feel depressed or tired, and like there is, I don't know how to go out from this situation. I can feel that in that situation people are feel lonely in the sense of, because feeling alone, it's like no one that can understand how I feel. And it is good thing for all of you, if you feel alone or if you feel you don't have a hope, it's good to reach out to professional or
Yeah.
maybe coach like Evad. Right? So can you tell me what is that cause the loneliness when we are in the situation of very low and down?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that I have learned, not only from my personal experience, but from when people are sharing with me, it is that unmet need. There is a need that it is not met. And then with that comes that feeling of emptiness, that feeling
Mm.
of lack. You lack something. And then when you lack something, you become insecure, you have low self worth, and then low self esteem. And so all these things come together, and then you cannot even understand why. And then you cannot even understand how to go through it.
Right.
So it is so important to know that you're not alone. That even you're going through that, it is easy to say you're not alone. But for the person who's going through that
Mm.
feeling of loneliness, that's also very difficult to realize that he or she is not alone. So that's why we encourage people to become aware of the time that they feel, I feel sad, I feel alone, I feel lost. It's so important to let a person know that it is okay to feel those feelings, because we reach that point, and then after reaching that point, we can always realize that I don't want to be here. Then you get out of that pit. You look for ways to get out of that pit. And then I'm sure you have friends who will also ask how you are, who will
Mm.
look for you, families around you who will wonder what's happening with you. And so this sense of aloneness, although it is very difficult to get out of, um, there's also that sense of like family, connection, because we all need that connection.
Right. Mm. The loneliness, I mean, you are not alone. Yes, I've
Mm,
been in that situation recently too.
yeah,
And indeed, I can now I'm in the process. I'm already there. I know that I'm not alone because I've been through that situation before. And then
yeah,
it was, oh gosh, I can tell, suck, you know what I mean? And
yes,
it's actually really emptiness like what you said.
yeah,
However, you mentioned about the family,
mm,
the friends. So
yeah,
in that situation, actually, most of the people too, sometimes the family, they not really understand what the other
mm,
this person going through.
mm-hmm,
And friends, sometimes it's not there
hmm,
for this person because they down, they feel down, they are in the dark place, and then it
mm,
seems like no support from anyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That happens, and for a person who is in that situation,
Hmm.
I'm sure somehow, somewhere, one person will always be the person to touch the heart of that person. There's always hope. And then for that person, sometimes when you hit rock bottom of
Hmm.
that sadness, that feeling so alone and so helpless, there's no way but up. And there's this feeling, that sense of like, I'm not, I'm going to think about this. And the mind, the mind is so amazing. It will let you reach that spiritual side of you. Because when you're so down and alone, that silence, that solitude, sometimes the heart and the spirit reaches out, and it makes you alive again. Because we were given actually four gifts when each of us were born. And this I quote from Stephen Covey. He said that we were all given the gift of self-awareness. We were given the gift of creative imagination, to be resourceful, to see what we are in, and then the gift of conscience, when we feel what is right and what is wrong, and then that gift of will, the volition, when you decide, you have a choice, and then you act on the choice, that will. So all these gifts all together, they're innate in man. It's inside each one of us. And so in that solitude, there's always that little spark of like waking up those four amazing gifts. And that self awareness, that imagination, that conscience, that will, somehow it will propel us to like, okay, I've been here for a long time. Now, will I want to stay in this place along forever? Or do I want to shift? So how do I, and then you go back to what is important for me, right? And how do I value my life? Because it's a gift. And then if somebody is there waiting for you, if you have a loved one who needs you, so that one is also another factor for you to rise from this loneliness, to leave that space. Because it's also, that loneliness is also a space of awakening.
Ah,
Yeah.
loneliness is okay.
Yep. That
Is a
most
space. Okay.
of awakening, yeah, in that loneliness, you realize in your aloneness, you find
Mm.
what, how am I strong enough? And when I am here, what I'm learning, what am I learning? It makes you strong. And when you get out of that, you realize how strong you are as a person and
Mm.
how valuable your life is. And then finding meaning for your life. For example, I have to do this. I will rise above this because there's tomorrow. There are people who love me. There are people waiting. I have friends who may not understand me now, but then I can have people to meet again. So there's always a spark of hope. As long as we have life, there's always hope.
Okay. There's always hope as long as we're still alive. Oh my
Yes,
God.
always. Yeah.
My God. Okay. Interesting. As long as we are alive. I'm curious, about the loneliness is
Mm-hmm.
the space of awakening. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think every people experience all of this? Because what I see here is, they need, in to go into this journey, of course, need self-awareness. However, does every people has the healthy self-awareness? Self-awareness is, it's self-awareness, right?
Hmm. Okay, when we talk here of self awareness, we're not talking of self awareness that we have learned as a skill. We have
Right.
learned this self awareness that we're talking is that innate gift. It's gifted in you, inside you, that even without studying about it, it is that awareness that, hey, I'm alive, hey, I'm breathing.
Mm,
That kind of awareness. And that I'm here right now. It makes you aware that, hey, I'm still alive. I'm in this darkness. And then it makes you question yourself. Do I want to be here? Or do I want to get out of here?
mm,
Or maybe it would be like, does anybody care about me that I am here? Right? Does anybody really want to help me? Or can I just stay here? So, in that sense, because of the connections that we have, there will always be a person that I believe that will be sent to to throw you a rope in
mm,
that darkness and then help you get out of that. It is up to you now if you're going to hang on to that rope and get out or
mm,
just stay there. So that is still another question. Because remember,
mm,
in the four endowments or the four gifts innate in us
mm.
would be the will. Will I get that rope?
Yeah.
Or do I
So
want
the
to just stay here?
mm,
Yeah.
right. So the number four gift that you want, you will to go out from this situation or not.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Do I
So
want to get out of here?
mm,
What is the light that I see? Do I see any light? So it is
mm,
really up to it's a personal journey. And
right.
and there are people who cannot get out of that, sadly.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are the things we heard about um suicide,
Mm, yeah.
about those things. We cannot understand, we cannot judge them
Yep.
because it is there. It is so deep. that we cannot
Mm.
really fathom what
Yeah.
they're going through. And even their families would try to reach out to them, cannot also understand. So
Mm.
for every human being, we want to spread like this knowledge, like what you're doing right now, that you know what, when you're in that point of darkness, always know that someone is trying to throw you a rope, someone is trying to give you that light, but you just have to decide to get out or to stay there.
Well, for me, I want to get out from that. I don't want to,
Yeah.
the example that you just gave. I mean, I want more life, because this is something that I want to, how do I say this? I want to get out from the darkness, right? So, well,
Mm-hmm,
thank you for
yeah.
the reminder. And interesting also about there's someone out there, some people that they don't want to get out from the road, from that place,
Mm-hmm.
which mean not every people can get out from all of the darkness that they have.
Yeah,
So how
sadly.
can we, yeah, sadly, so for all of the people who still have a hope out there, what
Yeah.
else do we need to do beside of sometimes reaching out to the
Mm-hmm.
professional or to people? It takes a courage too, Yvette.
Yes, yes, true. It
Sometimes
has to
they
take
don't know.
courage. Yeah.
Yeah,
And patience. A lot of
I love
patience.
this. Mm,
Yeah. And compassion. You know what compassion means actually? It means with passion, with the pain. So when you
mm,
are you're joining another person in their journey of pain, you are going with them in compassion, with compassion. And when they see that and they feel that, it gives them that light of hope that I'm not alone, and somebody wants to reach out to me. And if only we all become compassionate and kind and understand where people are at, I think we can help more. And that's just the first step, because the next step would be, of course, helping them, as what uh, the clinicians do, the psychologists, the psychiatrists, and the coaches do, and the guidance counselors. That's what we do.
mm. But in this society right now, sometimes to reach out to the professional is it's not an easy way because I do you think it's because they don't have the ability or they cannot open up or they cannot express themselves, that is why they don't want to reach out to the professional, like,
Hmm.
yeah.
So I think one of the reasons also is the stigma.
Ah, okay.
The stigma could be one of the reasons, especially in some parts of the world where
Mm,
when you go to a health professional, when you go to a psychologist or your coach,
mm,
it means something's wrong with you. When in fact you just want to be enlightened. There's a stigma. Like, for example, if I go to a coach and my family learns of it, they'll say something's wrong with me, right? And nobody wants to admit there's something wrong with them, right?
yes,
We
yes,
all
I
want
think
to
this
know that,
is, yeah.
yeah, right?
Mm,
It is part of like a self-preservation thing, that I'm okay, nothing's wrong with me. But then that stigma is the thing also that prevents them. And number two, I think it would be also financially, the poverty. Like, can I afford this?
mm, yeah.
And yeah, and that's a fact, especially in third world countries. So they're battling with that, like having to make ends meet, and then I will
Mm,
still spare. So it is so helpful for them to know that there are people wanting to help pro bono.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
as an advocate for mental wellness or such things. So these things are the things that I see. And of course, again, it boils also down to, do you want to get that hope? Do you want to see that light? Is again the will.
Right. About the stigma, and the second one is financial as a people.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I can understand totally about that. This has come from also, I can tell, the mindset of this person,
Mm. Yeah.
because they have the fixed mindset, so they think, if I go to the professional, maybe the stigma first, and the second I don't have, because the mindset telling them that I don't have this financial
Mm.
to help to go to the professional. And then at the same time, the more you think about that you don't have this um, financial, so you you will think, and in fact that you don't have the finance. So it's
Yes.
different in the growth mindset. the
It's
the, the
different.
more you think about, it doesn't matter, I invest
Yes. Yes. True.
to go to get help, so
Yeah.
I am growing, so I develop how I do what about my skills, for example, maybe the soft
Mm-hmm.
skill or whatever skills about, because I can tell in my experience, go and reach out to the professional is
Mm-hmm.
really helped me to see how
Yeah.
big the world is actually, but
Yes.
how small we can do whatever we can do in the world, because as a person we have all of the ability to do
Yes.
anything you want.
Yeah. True. True. It's really the mindset. And then
Right.
how willing are you to stay there, or do you want to get out of that and be a better person? And then how do you move forward when you realize that this is not the end of my life? I can be better. I can see these opportunities for me. If only I can move there. And so they go ask for help to go to a friend. Like,
Mm,
how can I get there? Right?
yeah.
It's like when you're traveling and you go to this new place, and then you ask the person, "Excuse me, how do I travel to that point of the town? Because I want to go there. I want to explore." And so you ask questions. The same with a person who wants to go and move on in the journey of their own life. They ask, and they're not afraid to ask because their mindset is that of growth. So their mindset is that of, I am willing to learn, I am open to learn, and I will do anything to be able to learn. And so that mindset will really be a huge help to a person.
So this is why mindset is the really foundation to see how potential you are in life.
Mm. Yep, the mindset. And also, of course, when you have that mindset, is that you get that when you are aware of who you are. I mean, you get to go deep inside you, like, what's happening to my life? And is this the life I want? Or is this life that I want to live and forget about and move on? Or, or I just want to stay here. I'm fine as I am, as long as I'm safe in this space. So all this awareness of where you are, what you want to be, whether you want to stay there where you are, it's all also boils down to choices again. Your
Yeah.
choice. Yeah. So if you want in that journey of self-awareness, when you take a moment and think, okay, this is happening in my life, and then, like, I want to change. I don't want I want to get out of here. And so now your next question be, what am I going to do? And then this, the shift of the mindset. It's
Ooh,
beautiful.
yeah, I want to change. However, what I see in the society now too, and oftentimes, I have a few people, and in my, you know, in my network or in my close people, especially in my country,
Mm.
um, it's like, why do I need to change? This is me. If you want me, that's good. If you don't want me, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is also how your circle of influence is, like, this is what I can change about me,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest that I cannot do anything about.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot stress myself about what I cannot change. But in the essence, that I am in control of who I am, how I
Yeah.
think, how I feel, what I will decide on, and who are the people that I want to connect with, who will help me in my growth. That is something that you have within your power. When you know
Okay.
that it's in your circle of influence. And then the rest is really that awareness that that is beyond my circle of influence. I cannot do anything. I cannot please everybody.
Oh, this is again connect with the how controlling yourself, how to be you, who you are, but at the same time not pleasing us, not to be a people pleaser too, right? So it has to
Yes.
be okay. So it has to be structure what you want to be, how you can change, but it doesn't mean you cannot change yourself and how you can control in your life, which is also can you is it respect
Yeah, it's your,
respect?
yeah, I mean, first of all is when you establish yourself, you get your
Mm,
self-respect. And then and then you're clear about your values, what's important for you, and then you become clear about your boundaries. Who are the
right.
people I'm allowing to enter? Are they people who will destroy me, or are there people who will grow with me? And then you have a choice again. Okay, it's like you have a house, you have your door, and you don't open that door to people who are not gonna be okay in that house,
Yeah.
right? In your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you choose the people who will enter your house. So it's the same with your boundaries. So you
Mm.
learn who you are, you have your values, you think of what is important for me, and this is important for me. And if people are not in the same mindset, or not in the same wavelength as you are, not in the same uh, mental journey as you are, you cannot really relate with them. And then
Yeah.
it is hard, right?
I
And
can tell maybe perhaps we can relate with them, but is it are these people going to bring a value for us if they don't respect themselves? How are they going to respect others, right?
yeah, yeah, that's true. Unless they
Mm.
come to you and
Hmm.
ask help. Like, you
Right.
know
Yeah.
what? I see you, that changed
Hmm.
you. I see this aura that you're in control of who you are. And how amazing that you have this life. And despite all the difficulties that you've gone through, I want to be like you. Can you help me? And then we
Mm.
help them. We ask them, are you willing to do the first step, which is give up your old self, right? Are you
Mm.
willing to do that? And how willing are you to move forward and get out of that comfort zone? And then we help them.
Ooh. How are you willing to get out from the comfort zone? Very
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah, powerful.
Yeah. And Yvette, again, you working as a project manager at he for she, and you talk about you help people, young people, to I don't know, it's related with the marriages and kind of
Oh,
things and
yes.
suicide for the young
Yeah.
people. Yeah, how what kind of strategies do you have as a manager to help the young people?
Okay. Yeah, so this began in 2019 when we were thinking of how do we stop teenage pregnancy and early marriages? Because the
Mm,
Philippines is number one in
yeah,
2019. And so these are the things that we really have to face and do something about. Not only that, because when this happens, the economic situation is also affected in so many ways. The impact is
yeah.
really great. And so, what do we do? So, as an educator, so my friends and I, we thought of having that He for She campaign. It's a project where we have that information and awareness for stopping teenage pregnancy and early marriage in the Philippines. And so, for that, I made a handbook for the counselors, the teachers who want to help, who want to volunteer and spread it in their own community or in their schools. And this handbook is composed of 6 sessions. So
Wow.
there's the session of who am I, and then the session of gender identity, because and then human sexuality, and then the third session would be if you're entering into sexual relations, what are the choices for contraception, or would it be good to have abstinence? And
Mm.
then there's a fourth session on peer pressure and parental pressure. And then the fifth session would be HIV STI awareness, where we get the Department of Health of the government involved. We get speakers to inform the youth, the children, and then the young adults of what are the HIV things, what are the STIs that they get from irresponsible sexual relations.
Mm.
And then I always end my handbook, the 6 sessions. The ending is about love, love for yourself, love for the people around you, the community, and and how responsible love is for their
Wow.
age.
Right. Okay. I just know that in the Philippines, it's number one of the uh, country young people pregnancy. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Hmm. This
Yep.
is why
True.
you be part of it. This is just a very you have a very good heart to help your country to stop this situation for your country, because I can tell that young people, all of us, I think it's better to have more experience rather than thinking about, rather than, you know what I mean, because
Yeah.
raising children is not simple. It's
Yeah, that's
something
true.
because it create a feature. What and how are we going to raise the kids for
Mm.
helping themselves in the future?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really this awareness, because
Yeah.
they don't know what they don't know, the children. They only know from whatever life they have and from the
Mhm.
experience that they have in their environment, right? So when they don't know this, and then an adult approaches them trusting this person, they become pregnant.
Mhm.
And we cannot blame them because they don't know. So
Yeah.
really the fight for that is education and awareness. And so we're
Yeah.
trying our best, although it is not really a solution that we have reached the goal
Mhm.
the goal, but at least we know that we're doing something, because it's a
Yeah.
huge problem. At least to do something about it in that sphere of again influence that you have in the community, and then in the family, in the friends that you amongst the friends that you have. At least there's something being done. And then you get to see these teenagers who finish high school, and then they see that, you know because of that, we were able to decide for ourselves that we
Yeah.
have the choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
and it's so powerful. Even if you have, like, for me personally, if I have 300 students listening to a lecture, even two or three would hear and apply what they have learned, then that's good enough for me, because
Yeah.
they are also confronted with their different situations in life.
Hmm. I think this is one of the issue also in the Asian country,
Mm.
because one of the factor also I can tell the poverty, right?
Yes.
I can experience it. I can understand this as a person who live in Indonesian country, because I still see that we need education, we
Yeah.
need networking, we need to have more experience to be the person, so that I can tell the young people can take care of themselves, to see
Mm.
the world, because to have this kind of situation, to have this kind of, married in a very young age, I mean, this is a responsibility. My question
Yeah.
is how responsible as a young women, as young people, to be responsible of themselves. It's none, because as
It's
young people,
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell we need more experience, work, education, and etc. etc.
Yes, that's true.
How do you see
And for
from that?
yeah, that is so true. The blind cannot lead the blind, right? And
Yeah.
and the, and the thing about this is that if ever, because the
Mhm.
fact is so many of the young mothers are already there, right? And they have
Yeah.
their children. So the next best thing is to let them see that there's still the opportunity of education. So we have what we call modules taken home so that they can continue their education, and then they can still finish high school and move on to the next level, to college.
Mhm.
So there's always that partnership with schools, that there's hope. We always give hope, especially
Yeah.
for these young mothers. Sometimes there's financial education. There
Yeah.
is different ways for them to see ways to earn a living.
Mhm.
As long as there's hope, as long as you know that they can raise their children, and also this is in partnership also, of course, with their families. Family is so important.
Oh, this is so inspiring, Yvette. Um, I can actually relate with this situation. Um, we have a South Asia
Yeah,
country. I can relate with that,
yeah.
and I think your job, what you're doing now, to inspire others and to help to work with this community is one thing that you can share to the world. So, wow, interesting, so inspiring for me. I
Yes. And I think the
Yeah.
people who are also working with me here in the He for She,
Hmm.
we really like collaborate and think, and then there really is the dynamism
Yeah.
and the passion of all the people involved, so
Yeah.
that you just like feel like, what else can we do?
Hmm.
Yeah.
How e- how can what strategy do you use to help the young people to not get marriage and pregnancy in the very young age? What strategy do you
Oh,
use?
yeah. I have workshops. And the beginning, before
Tell
he
me.
for she, yeah, before the
Hmm.
he for she, I had workshops for high schools, for like grades, from the first year, which is grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. So I have workshops for them. I call the mission of love. And this
Okay.
mission of love is, true love waits. So I get speakers to talk about dating, to talk about how to take care of yourself as a girl, how to become a respectable boy. Of course, you want to be a respectable boy for the girl, and how real love waits.
Yeah.
And so I get people, resources from everywhere, that and these people are so willing to give the inspirational talks, and then we just collaborate. It is really a lot of collaboration with like-minded people, so that these students can enjoy. It's not just a workshop or a lecture. It's a fun place where they can express themselves, where they
Yeah.
can
Wow.
have this safe space. And so creating the module for that is really one of the things that I really love doing. So it's so fun. And then seeing them transform, and
Hmm.
seeing them ask questions and engaging during the workshops, it's really very inspiring also. You will learn a lot from them too.
I can imagine that already. How enthusiastic these young people, when they talk about love, talk about relationship and things
Yeah.
like that, so they can get the insight from what you share to them.
Yeah.
Beside of that, any strategy, the workshop I can see, I watch it, I saw it on the social media that you posted,
Yeah.
and wow, it seems like really inspiring for many young people in your country. Um, how do you see your strategy impact others beside of they happy and enjoy, and how the comment of the people who collaborate with you with what you're doing in your
Yeah,
project?
Yes, we have evaluations, we have those things, we have SWOT, like finding the strength, the weakness, then what else can we do, and all these things. And then aside from that is at the end of the school year, you ask the rate from the schools. So did the rate of teen pregnancy go down? Did we were we effective in this? Or if but then pandemic happened.
Mm,
Yeah, so that was another thing, and we dealt with another problem altogether. And then so many things. But then the thing is that when you present to the young minds that there are these options in life, and they see that despite the limited things that they have in life, because we are talking here of people who are in the marginalized side of society. So these are the people we want to reach to. We want them to be empowered with education. And when you see that in their light and in when they view the world now, it's not anymore in their limited, like I need to get out of this by getting married. The only way
mm.
to get out of this unhappy family is I would just go with my boyfriend, right?
Oops,
Is that
yeah.
right? So these are
Mm,
realities that you have in life,
mm,
and it does not only limit to people in the marginalized, because everyone feels
yeah.
not belonging in the family or having pain in a family where you are. But when in school and in the community, they see that there is an option, so they go there. Because I think the bottom line of one of the needs that a person has to be that which is important to be met is that need to belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
all
this
want to
is,
belong.
yeah. And this is something that people are craving to find where to actually I belong with, where,
Yes,
and then these people are focusing on the outside of people. They're focusing on other people, and they forget how to taking care of themselves, how to see
yes,
themselves.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah, and that's why I integrate self-awareness in all my workshops.
beautiful. Hmm. Right. So this is so inspiring for me, and I'm so I learned so much from this conversation.
Oh,
And
thank you.
now, Yvette, what is the advice, one piece of advice that you would like to share to the world and to the people who's watching this video? What is your one piece of advice so they can be aware of themselves, not marriage very young, not pregnant in the very young age?
Hmm. Oh, the advice really is, as long, as coaches, we don't give words of advice.
Yes,
But then
indeed.
the
Hmm.
question that I would like them to ask themselves, for a person, for a boy, and for a girl who's entering into a dating relationship at a very young age, is that how well do you know yourself? And how ready are you to have boundaries also for that relationship? Because it is really a relationship is always a responsibility. And then we go back to what we learned in ecology, the quality of your relationship is the quality of your life. So, how supportive is the relationship that you have for the development of who you are? You go back again to, am I happy with who I am?
Yeah.
Is this what I want for my life?
Hmm.
Or do I want something more? And this person now that I have, is this person helping me reach there, that dream? Or is this person stopping me and making me question my inner self? So it goes down again to asking yourself, who am I? And how am I being to be this better person that I want to be? And what are the values that I have? Because these values will eventually bring me to where I want to be when I grow up, to see me in that concept of the ideal self and how to reach that. So it's really a question of, I'm here right now, where do I want to go? And is this person beside me going the same road? Or is this person going to hold me back? Although, a matter of fact is when you're in love at a very young age,
Yeah.
Love is blind,
Exactly.
right?
Wow. Indeed. Love is blind. And then all of a
Mm.
sudden, because we have still a lot of times
Yeah, yeah,
that we can find who we are. The
yeah.
happiness is not, um, it's not, I can tell, it's not forever.
Mm. The
If you're
choice,
looking
yeah,
happiness, yeah, if you're looking
yeah,
for the happiness, if I want to get married, I'm going to be happy. But no, married is hard work. If
yeah.
I
It's
want to
hard
have a,
work.
if I have a baby, I'm gonna. But you raising a baby, raise a people. It takes courage. It takes a lot of things that you need to
Yeah,
do. Right.
yeah. And
Right.
it's very true what they say. It takes a community to raise a child
Yeah.
because you need your family. If you don't have a family, you need friends, your support network. You cannot do it
Yeah.
alone because in the first place, we're all social beings. We have to have that connection, that belongingness. It's so important. Yeah, and then go
Wow.
again to yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then don't forget that it is not just about religion, but it's about
Yeah.
the spiritual connection that you have within yourself,
Mm,
to a spiritual connection that we have in the higher being.
yeah.
We cannot do it alone.
It's amazing advice for me. Well, a message I can tell. Knowing who you are again, and
Mm,
questioning what do you really want.
yeah,
Is this the thing that you're looking for all your life in the future, and etc., etc., right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's true. It's a
Right.
journey. Yeah, and enjoy. Imagine you're so young. Enjoy your teenage life. Enjoy friends.
Yeah. Mm. This is something that many teenager and young people are blind about, because if they find the love already, they don't care about themselves, and again, and they think the world is this is my world, and then all of a sudden, if the thing's broken or something like that, it kind of the end of the world, and then it becomes suicide. So
Yeah.
again, right, like like
Yeah,
the
it goes
advice.
back again to
Mhm.
attachment.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to have family, the attachment of family or the attachment of a person.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not your family. You have this person who is outside of your family, sometimes more than your family. The
Yeah.
person whom you will trust, who will guide you. Um, it is so fortunate if you find it in your family. But then the reality, some people don't find it in their family. They find it from another person. But the important thing is that having that anchor on somebody that makes you feel like I can be I can be more. I can grow more and guide you. The adult, the trusted adult
Yeah.
for these young people.
Mm. I love that one. So if you cannot do it alone, so like I mean, there is hope as long as you live again, right?
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
Gioni. It's so true.
Mm. And
Yeah.
again, I love what you said earlier about passion, because sometimes we have a hope, but the thing's not coming, and
Mm,
then we become like destroying ourselves, myself, destroying yourself, right?
yeah.
Oh, I've been working on the thing. I have a hope, but the hope is not coming to me. I'm
Mm.
give up, right?
Yeah, that's true. Giving up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that you have to be patient. And then, when you fail, it's okay. Failure is the back door to success. Sometimes, what else can I do? What lesson is in this failure for me? What lesson is in this mistake for me? And then how can I change? And then, like I read somewhere that sometimes you're trying hard to reach and trying hard, but then it's not the place for you. So it's a time to pack up and shift your view to another place, right? It could be not the road for you. Okay, I've done my best on this part. Where's another road? For sure, there's always another road.
Yeah.
So there's always a place for everyone.
Uh, Never give up, because there's always will be another place, different place to find a way. Because
Yeah,
successful is not easy, right?
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. And last thing that I'm curious about, what is do you want to tell yourself for your younger self?
Oh, in my younger self,
Mm.
is that um that made me think, Uni. Well, speaking to my younger self, because my younger self was rebellious, feisty, and wants her way all the time. And so now I'm telling my younger self that, hey, girl, I have learned to tame myself, and I have learned to listen to others as well and see that my way is not the highway. I have grown, and that it is time also to, from what the difficulties that I faced because I was so hard headed and rebellious and all, is that, being humble, being not always right is all right. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself so that you can give this also to others. You can share this compassion, empathy, and forgiveness to others also. Just love life. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was a stubborn little girl.
Wow. And this is what that make you who you are now, which is
Mm,
like what you just shared to us. Um, there's always hope no matter what, and
yes.
learn from the mistakes and forgive ourselves. I think
Yeah.
forgiveness to ourselves is also the key
Yes.
for
Yes.
everything,
So true. Yeah.
but not
And
many people actually know how
yeah.
to forgive themselves, and they don't know.
Yeah. Because the first key in forgiving yourself is admitting that you're wrong.
Ooh, this is something that many people I think not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Because you don't want
Oh,
to admit that you're wrong, right? You like, I
yeah,
made this choice. I'm
that's
gonna stand
right.
by it. This is me. I'm not gonna
Ooh,
change, right? And you become stubborn. But then you learn this is not the only way, and this could be the wrong way. So let me open. That is the growth mindset you were saying, Uni. That open my mind to this.
yeah.
Open my. I have a bigger perspective now. I see it a different light, and so I thought I was right there all along, and then now I see that I had that mistake. So I go back to myself. Um, Forgive myself. Accept first that there's something wrong. Otherwise, you will really say, why will I forgive myself? I didn't do anything wrong, right? So you just have to admit that you're not perfect. You make mistakes and tell yourself it's all right. Learn, learn.
Wow. It's a wonderful conversation. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Yvette,
thank
for
you. Thank you,
sharing.
Yuni.
I learned a lot from this conversation,
As
and
I
I
did
hope
from you.
we all are. Yeah, so I hope we can give the insight to for our audience here,
Yeah,
and they can learn from what our discussion, from our conversation, and I hope our audience also enjoy listening our discussion today. So thank you very
they will.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much for your insight. I hope we can have another discussion next time.
Yeah,
And it's been beautiful. Thank you, everyone, and for all of you who's watching this video. Yvette and I, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Yvette.
yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Uni. It's a wonderful time.
It's really my pleasure. Bye.
Bye.